Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this afternoon's webinar and workshop on business planning in 2023. My name is Sharon Harvey, and it's my absolute pleasure to be here with you this afternoon to talk with you about business planning, to encourage you to take that step forward if you are a new business or you're at idea stage, to think about some considerations when you are looking into your business plan. Or if you are an existing business and the business planning session today caught your eye because it is 2023 and you're looking at reviewing your business plan, then you are also in the right place. I will ask everybody to take a moment to complete the poll. I will just let everyone enter the webinar and just take a minute to do that. Thank you. Wonderful, thank you so much. So I can see that we have some participants joining us today that are at ideas stage. It's actually pretty equal across the board. Early stage startup, so up to 2 years in business, and 2+ years in business. And our second poll question, that the majority have indicated that it's 2023 and I could simply use some inspiration, etc., with the business plan. And some of you, it is your first ever business plan that you will complete. So welcome to you all, and you are 100% in the right place this afternoon. So before we do get started talking about the business plan itself, I will take a moment to do an acknowledgement of country. So I'd like to acknowledge that the traditional owners on the land where we work and live. We pay our respects to elders past, present, and emerging. We celebrate the stories, culture, and traditions of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander elders of all communities who also work and live on this land. So I'd now like to share with you a little bit about Business South and what it is that we do here. So myself and my esteemed colleague Makala are entrepreneurship facilitators, and we provide you with advice and assistance in your business startup. We provide networking opportunities, workshops, and provide you with a business community that you can share and collaborate and grow with as you build your small business. All of our services are provided free of charge under the federal government Entrepreneurship Facilitator program. So if you have a great idea and you are ready to take the plunge and launch it into the market, if that is you, welcome once again. It's great to have you here. Or you may very well be an existing business that has a plan that needs some updates and some attention. So let me reassure you once more, it's great to be here talking with you, and you are 100% in the right place. If you do have any questions as we go through today's workshop, you are very welcome to pop them into the Q&A, the chat box, and we can answer those should we feel it appropriate. As there is a lot of diversity on different businesses and people joining today's workshop, if we feel that it is more advisable and in your best interest for us to have a conversation with you directly, or you feel that, we absolutely 100% encourage you to reach out to us. That is why our program exists, is to assist you moving forward in your business from idea to launching and thereafter as well. So do reach out to us, but the questions, we will take them if time permits and we feel that it is a generalized question for today's workshop. So what we'll cover, 4 main points to today. 1 is, what is a business plan and why you might need one. 2, some tips and considerations before you start. 3, key components of a business plan. 4, and essentially putting it all together. If you have received the email, which was sent out a few hours ago with the business matrix document and the lean business plan, you are very welcome to follow along with them. And or if you prefer to make some notes and then after today, then start to fill in the business matrix. And you'll see quite clearly after today why that is a great idea to start with. It is a 1-page document and it will just allow you to start to get all the thoughts and ideas and goals out of your mind and onto one piece of paper. And then we would encourage you to then move forward on doing a lean business plan. And we're going to go through the lean business plan in more detail today. And I will show you some resources to help you with the business plan as well. So feel free to follow along with those documents, or feel free simply to take notes and plan some time after today where you can sit down, review possibly the recording of this, which will be issued very shortly after the conclusion of today, and then make some notes and then transfer it over. So what is a business plan? A business plan is a formal written document containing the goals of a business, the methods for attaining those goals, and the time frame for the achievement of those goals. It does allow you to put pen to paper all of your thoughts and ambitions and desires and measurable outcomes on paper. It helps you to flesh out your idea and see any areas that do require attention. It may be required for funding, grants, loans, lease arrangements. And if you are looking for funding and for grants, possible investors in your business, you may find, and it would likely be essential, that you will require a more detailed business plan. And I will point you in the right direction today where you can also find that documentation as well. So a business plan can also help guide you with a starter in your business and then managing of your business. So if you're unsure where to start and what to look at, the business plan can guide you with the important parts that you need to understand, the things that you will need to research or encourage to research and to look at further. So it is a little bit of a roadmap to show you the structure, how to run, and also how to grow the business. If you're bringing in a business partner or investor, they need to determine whether it is a worthwhile investment, a good return on investment for them. And this documentation, in most instances, will be a vital part of that conversation with the business partner or an investor. It is a tool, a business plan is a tool that provides you with confidence. It provides the person investing with confidence that working with you is in fact a smart choice, that you've done the research, that you've done your due diligence to ascertain the different requirements that you will need to get this business off the ground, and not just get it off the ground, but make it a success. So before you start with your business plan, feasibility is something that is encouraged, along with many other things. But today we're going to talk a little bit more about this particular point. So if starting out, it is a good idea to ask yourself some key questions, some considerations. Have you researched your business concept in detail? Is there a real need for it in the marketplace right now? Have you done a feasibility study to determine what the expected level of demand is or success will be? Funding. Do you have what you need to start and grow the business? And finally, are you prepared to invest significant time? So just take a moment with yourself and with your thoughts to just think about those few key questions. Have you and are you prepared, if you haven't yet, to look at those few things? Because this will help you formulate that business plan. Okay, great. Moving on to talking more about a possibility that you may need to consider. And I hesitated to actually put this in here, but for some businesses, it's really important that you understand what a non-disclosure agreement is, an NDA is. It is a legally binding agreement to protect your business's the confidential information that is disclosed during discussions that you have, possibly with investors, advisors, etc. So it is advised that you do seek legal advice, a credible lawyer, or at the very least, ensure that you understand the risk with sharing your business plan. It's time to talk about time and dedication. It will take some time to do your business plan. And it is important to have some focused time where you're not going to be distracted. It will take longer than an afternoon. Although that's a great start, it is something that you will revisit constantly. You will put down, you will pick back up. It's not just an hour investment of time. There is, when done properly, there is a bit of research that is involved in ensuring that you have a solution to a problem and that you have something unique to offer to the marketplace. So before we move on to some key components, I'm just going to check to make sure that we don't have any questions at this stage. No, fantastic. So before we move on to the key components, as encouraged before, I would encourage you to have a look at the Business Matrix one-page document. Now, you can find that on the resource section of our businesssouth.org.au website, and it was sent out to you via email as well. And from there, moving on to the business plan. We find that most of our clients, it prompts them enough, the matrix, to then move forward and take that next step into a business plan. So some of the things that will be shown through a business plan are as follows: the business profile. And we'll cover these together a little bit more in more detail, but this is to just give you an overview of some things. Vision and mission, depending upon which business template you choose to use. And we have two that I'll show you today, two options. And your goals. There's market research, product research. You need to clearly identify the service and or products that you're offering through the business, what the strategy, the marketing plan is to obtain customers, to show your offering to the marketplace. Risk assessment, really important. Financial investors and other people that you may need to have a look at your business plan are going to look at the financial assessment and the analysis attached to that. And that also does include your financial projections as well. So finance is mentioned. Who's going to be on your team? Who have you got backing you up in the business? Milestones, goals, what is the first step forward and the steps after that? And that all formulates a really good business plan. And it's often a question that is asked is, when should you review the business plan? And it is advisable that you do this at least annually. So I have a question. How do you ask someone to sign an NDA? That is a very, very good question. And I thought that I would get some questions on the NDA. So what I will do in the follow-up email to today, I will put a resource link with further information, because there is a possibility to get a privacy consent done as well. But it's really important that you understand what options that you have should you choose to have someone advise you legally on your business plan before giving it to somebody else. So I will ensure that I do link that up in the follow-up email. For those of you that are interested in that, you'll be able to further look at that. And for the anonymous person that asks the question, if you would like to further discuss that, then one-on-one, then we can absolutely do that. So please feel free to reach out to us. So moving on to the next slide here, and that is to talk about the vision and the mission statements. So a vision and a mission statement is quite different. So in summary, a vision statement has your goals and your aspirations. It's designed to be uplifting, inspiring, and often timeless as well. So even if a business changes, often the vision stays the same. A mission statement. The purpose and the primary objectives is what your mission statement is about. Generally, it's said in the present tense and explains the mission to your staff, but also to your customers. It is important to note that both of the statements are ideally short, clear, and powerful. And the reason that I raised the vision and mission statements today is because it seems to be a hurdle that a lot of the people we work with are not so clear on this part of it. They know what they want to do, but the mission and the vision of it needs more attention. And I will give you some examples in a moment of some mission statements. And if you choose to go above and beyond the lean business plan that I will show you in just a moment, in the comprehensive business plan, there is space for your vision and your mission. So I can see. Okay, great. Yeah, thank you for the question. That's great. Yes, please feel free to reach out to me and we can discuss that. That's great. Thank you. Okay, so the next slide for us to talk about and have a look at together is some examples of the mission statement. So Google is to organize the world's information and make it universal, acceptable, and useful. That sums up the mission quite well. So just take a moment to think about that and how that makes you feel. TED is to spread ideas. And most people listening to this workshop today would have possibly seen or been forwarded on, or if you haven't yet, TED Talks. They are very insightful, very educational, very uplifting, very motivational. So they have kept it incredibly simple to spread ideas. LinkedIn to connect the world's professionals to make them more productive and successful. There's some key words there in that mission statement. Now, I'm not an advocate of any or all of these. These are simply just to give you an example of a mission statement and how one can be quite clear and to the point. PayPal to build the web's most convenient, secure, cost-effective payment solution. McDonald's to make delicious feel-good moments for everyone. And you'll notice that some of these statements, when you look further into them, the mission statements are quite inclusive. And they are being very, very targeted to who their target audience is by not saying or even allowing people to think they're not what the business is. So they're very, very clear and very specific to the words that they're using. And Disney to make people happy. So just take a moment just to review some of those and to think about some of the things that entered your mind, some of the thoughts that you had, and the way that potentially that made you feel by thinking about those mission statements. And whilst you're doing that, I will just check the chat box. I can see we've got a couple of other questions. Thank you, Cindy. Yes, if you didn't get a business plan draft prior to today, 100%, I will ensure that that is reissued in the follow-up email. And I will give you the website address where you can locate that yourself as well. So absolutely 100% we'll make sure that you get that information. Thanks for the question, Cindy. And moving on to the next part of today's workshop is to talk about the market research and other considerations. So it wasn't our goal today to talk with you about the considerations when you're looking to start a business. Today was really about the business plan, showing you the information that's required in the templates that we use, and also to allow you some space to think about a business plan, to invite you in to Business South and encourage that you reach out to us should you wish to discuss your business plan, forward that to us, and for us to review that with you. Or if you need to have a conversation and you're stuck with certain things and you just are spinning in circles, today was also about letting you know that simply we're here and we exist, and we are open to the opportunity to help you move forward. We do have a workshop that will cover a lot of the things that's mentioned in the business plan. And it is our workshop that is about getting started in business, the key considerations. So we do talk about the feasibility in that workshop, and they are held predominantly online and occasionally in person. We talk about how and why market research is really important, help you to understand what your unique selling proposition is, what makes you different to your competitors. The SWOT analysis, and I will give you some reference points today as well, where you can find documentation on some of these things to help you in the business plan. But our next workshop is being held in the first week of February, and you can find that out on our website and register for that. I feel that this workshop and that workshop, if you haven't attended that one prior to today, they certainly go hand in hand. So the SWOT analysis will help you to determine your strengths and weaknesses and what opportunities and threats exist. And I'll explain a little bit more about that in a moment. Your target market. So who is your ideal client avatar? And it's really important, and one of the most, if not the most important parts of your market research and executing a marketing plan is to understanding who you're marketing to. Cash flow. And we do have in the business plans links that you can click on to all of the relevant information. So from cash flow documentation to where to find the SWOT details and other things. And I will show you where that is and how for you to best utilize that just in a moment. But that workshop, as you can see, is highly engaged in covering a lot of those considerations there. But today is about the business plan itself. So we will get down to talking more about that. But the first step is to let you know where you can find it. So if you didn't receive the email from us, or you're listening to this at some point in the future, you can find the business plan template on the business.gov.au website. It's a federal government resource. There is many business plan templates out there, but one of the perks, there's a few, but one of the perks with this is that they are updated constantly. So if there is new information, anything that needs to be altered and changed, and you'll see why when I show you the business plan template and how to use that effectively, that you're always going to have the most updated and current information at your fingertips. And it is business here in Australia as well. So it's all very relevant to small business operations here in Australia. So what we will now do is I will go over and show you that document. But before I do that, I did want to draw your attention to the Business South website. So in the resource section, and you can find the resources by toggling over here, in the resource section, you will find access to our Facebook group. So I would encourage you after today's workshop is to head on over there if you're not in the group. We do need to accept you into the group, so you can put forward your request to join the group. And we would appreciate your feedback and any insights that you got from today's workshop over in the Facebook group. And it is a great community for connection, creativity, and also for collaboration. But you will find the business idea, the matrix that I have been referring to, the one-page document, here on our website. So I would strongly encourage if one thing's done from today, that this is the start, and this document will help you to start that process of the business plan. So once you have done that, the business plan, there is two templates. So this is the business.gov.au website. And you can find it by going to the homepage, and you can see the business information and different things here from planning, finance, marketing, a lot of great free resources available to you. But today we're looking at developing your business plan. It talks about why you need a plan, which is a summary of what I've covered today, and downloading the business plan template. So first of all, we are going to start on the lean business plan first, and then I will show you the other business plan. But the lean business plan, before we get to that, if you do scroll on below on this website before you download it, you will see that there is some touch points here about what to do in your business plan, about writing your summary last, where you can get help, preparing your finances, etc. So let's download this together, the lean business plan. Okay, so whilst that's popping up in front of you, I've noticed that okay. So I've had someone say that they can't see the screen, just the PowerPoint. Okay. Let me see if I can fix that. Thank you. And I am glad that I went back to the chat. So just 1 second. What I might do is exit out of that and see if this actually works. Okay. So I will just ask someone to pop in and tell me if you can see that now. That would be great. Thank you. So whilst we do that, I'm actually going to stop the share, and then we're going to reshare and see if we can fix this technical glitch. Okay, it says the participants can now see the application. So let me just check. Okay, so it's saying that it still looks the same. Still the PowerPoint. Good now. Okay, great. Thank you, guys. And thank you for letting me know before it got totally out of control. And I went on a rant for 20 minutes. So thank you so much for that. So the business plan, let's attempt to bring that back up again. So you should now be seeing the business plan in front of you. Okay, great. I think it looks good so far. So I'm just going to proceed. And if not, feel free to let me know. But the business plan lean document, you'll see that it says here to enter your business name. Okay, let me try one more thing. Okay, so it is on the screen in front of me and I have reshared it. So it should be in front of you there now. Okay, we're still getting that it's saying that it's a blank browser window. So what I'm going to do, just so I don't keep anyone hanging on for any longer than necessary, I'm simply just going to mention the things that I was going to suggest. You will get access to the lean business plan and the business matrix, etc. So do know that that does exist on the business.gov.au website. So it is there. Okay, it says it's there now. Oh, beautiful, fabulous. We are all on the same business plan. Wonderful. So the market opportunity, it does help you here. Actually, before we go to that, so you'd enter your business name at the top and the business summary, the sales pitch into 1 or 2 sentences. The market opportunity. So what is the problem that your potential customers face in the market that your business could help to solve? So there's a few good points about these business plans. This is one of them. It will prompt you every step of the way to get you to think. So it's not just a blank screen with a word that you need to then put information in. So it will help guide you. And that's one of the reasons I do really encourage that we use this lean business plan. So the problem and the solution. Now, today is not the day to go through and analyze all of that. That is for the Getting Started in Business workshop. Your target market, it helps you to, it gives you some options here to think about how you're going to reach your customers through the different channels as well. And you will see here at the bottom of every page, you can click on that link to get the most updated version. Like I said, they're constantly being updated. And if there is a newer version, you will find it. Your competition, so your competitors, it allows you to think about and prompts you to think about who else is in the marketplace that possibly is offering a similar, the same product, service to you. And it helps you to then think about what is going to be your unique selling proposition and how are you going to be different. And also it helps you to get very clear on the fact that there is, we are all for collaboration in what we do and what we practice and what we teach and preach. But there is competitors. There is competitors out there that you will need to ensure that your business is different in some capacity and unique, and understand who your target market is and how you will sell to them and market to them. So knowing who your competition is really, really, really crucial. And it also gives you great exposure to the way in which they're doing things, which you may know they exist, but have you really looked into how they communicate and what it is that they do and what they do well and what they don't do so well as well. So your finances for the next year, you can download the profit and loss template here by clicking on the link if you do need some help. And you would then put that into this Word document here. Great thing is it's editable, so you can constantly save it and come back to it and keep on working on it. But don't put pressure on yourself to think it's just an afternoon gig, because it's actually in fact not. Key people, so who essentially is going to be on your team, and this doesn't need to necessarily be staff as clearly stated there. It could be your advisors, mentors, that type of thing as well, that you can pop in there, because investors, other people looking at the plan for various reasons will want to know who is on the team and who is doing what, when, and how. And your next step, so this summarizes the lean business plan. So it is a 4-page document before you've typed everything on that. It will become a few more pages. And the next steps is the final part of that, and that's talking about your goals. Not just what your goals are, but what are the actions that you would take to achieve those goals, and setting yourself a deadline. So those looking at this, will want to see what it is that you have predicted and how that's going to happen, but also the time frame that you're anticipating for that. So as I'm sure you can appreciate, if you haven't as yet done a business plan, then this is a great start for you. And there's quite a bit of information for you to think about and research if you've not actually researched anything in the past before. So I'm just going to stop this share for a second, and then I'm going to see if we can bring up the bigger version of the business plan. So I will just load that up now. Okay, so that is now being shared. And I'll just get someone to pop in the chat box and the Q&A, pop something up to say, yes, we can see that. That would be brilliant. Thank you. Okay, so we will try that again. The screen share got stopped, so let's share again. Okay, it looks like it's been shared now. I can see that it said that it was sharing, so you should have that quite clearly there in front of you. So this is the extended version of the business plan. So there's two that you can download from the Business Gov website. And this one is, without you adding your information, is 19 pages in length. And I would aspire to gradually get to a point where you have this style of business plan. For some businesses, you may require it straight up if you're looking for investing and funding and different things. It's going to be different depending upon your business and what you require. But if you are able to do the matrix and the lean business plan that's suitable, then have the goal and aspirations to upgrade to this. So as you will see, it is quite extensive, and yet again, it tells you that you can download the templates and updated versions. So some really good things I wanted to point out with this business plan is that everything, yet again, is linked. So if you're unsure about your business registrations, for example, you can click on the links in this editable Word document, save changes, come back, etc. Click on the links. It will take you directly to that information. Business structures. So having all of those details in there, your contact details, your social media platforms. So this is an overview of the contents of this business plan. So you will see that there's the registration stuff we've just been through. Here is where you will see the vision, the mission, the key people. That is all within that section. The market. So what's the problem, the solution, the target market, advertising and promotion, how all that's going to take place. The SWOT analysis is mentioned in there. And I will actually, there's risk management, goals, action, finance. So as you can see, I've basically today touched on the majority of that in a way to make it sort of on your radar that you may need to think about that depending upon your plan. But I just want to move on to the SWOT analysis. So we'll just scroll on down through this together and you'll see some things pop up: vision, mission, operations. And I wanted to show you, I believe it's page 11, the links that you have access to. So here we go. We're talking about a pricing strategy. So if that's something that's not clear for you, yet again, there's a link that you can click on to go further investigate that. The SWOT analysis, though, you will be able to learn how to do a SWOT analysis and what it means and how to actually formulate that into these sections of the plan. And a lot of, as I've mentioned, investors and people that, COVID's a great example it's a great example of what may happen. So you want to be able to clearly explain and, what potential threats might exist. And people want to be able to see, especially those that are in some way investing into this business potentially, is what will be your strategies for that. So the SWOT analysis is really good, and it will help you to clearly explain that. And as you will see, there's more information as we scroll on through. So the risk assessment has great resources and great links associated with all of that as well. Insurance, this is a constant question that is raised when we meet with a new client that has a business idea. And insurance is important so you can protect yourself and all those around you. And there is and you can click on the link to find out more about this, but there's a free resource available, a tool that enables you to pop in some details about your business, where you are, what you're doing, and it will raise essentially red flags, I guess, but they're positive, in directing you where you can go to get the information that you may need to ensure that you have the right business insurance and the right policies, procedures, and everything that you need in place. So that's brilliant and very handy to have. Yet again, succession planning, there's links for that. The law, different things, and specifically for your industry as well. Goals and actions. And there is further information on how to set SMART goals by clicking on that link and what that actually looks like. Finances, balance forecast. There is a template that you can download for that. Profit and loss. So as I'm sure you can appreciate, there's a lot to the time it will take to do a business plan properly. And that shouldn't necessarily overwhelm you. It should excite you that this is going to be your roadmap. And if it is overwhelming to you right now, maybe it's time to take a step back and simply start with the business matrix and then have a conversation with us, for example, or with a mentor that you have found to help you navigate through all of that. And there is a great checklist here, some supporting document checklist that will help you to understand what will be great to have with the business plan as well. So now I'm going to finish off today's webinar just with the final couple of slides. Okay, so just bear with me 1 second. Okay, so now we should have the presentation back in front of us now. And we are coming to the end of today's workshop. And I wanted to now talk about the review. So it is important to think about planning and making time for an annual review once you've done a business plan, and to host a planning day. So whether that's with yourself and or team that you have, And possibly if you have a dedicated business advisor or coach, possibly they might be a part of that conversation. And just to remember to keep it simple and to make a start. And once you make that start and you start investigating and start looking and start learning and upgrading skills and knowledge, you'll find that within yourself, you'll just stand that little bit taller and you'll feel that sense of credibility that your business has. But give yourself the time, because you don't know what you don't know, to learn as you start to action off the business plan. And for those of you that already have a business plan and you're wanting to review, I hope that today has at the very least encouraged you to review your business plan and to possibly look at the free resources that are available to each and every single one of us. And on that note, we do encourage questions and comments. And whilst I finish off here, I'll just check the question box one more time. And I've said this a couple of times and I'll say it once more, that you are very welcome, and our program exists to help and support small business owners for us here in Southern Tasmania, and the Entrepreneurship Facilitator program operates countrywide as well. So if you are happening to listen in from somewhere else and you're thinking about something that may be available in your area, please research that. And there's also enterprise centres that do exist as well to help and support you throughout your small business journey. There's also programs available that will help you with your marketing and your digital space. There's Digital Ready. All of these things are discussed on our Getting Started in Business workshop, including the opportunity for a no interest loan, which is a NILS loan. It's a micro business loan, and you do need to qualify for that. But we do mention that in a resource document and a touch point on our Getting Started in Business workshop. So the help and support is there for you, and those that seek will find. Those that put their hand up, their questions will be answered. So do reach out, and I look forward to seeing you over on the Facebook group with an aha moment that you got from today, or anything that really struck a chord with you that's going to help you to propel forward with your business planning. And do ensure that you are on our email list and that you have seen our upcoming events that's coming up for Business South, in person or online. All our events are covered under the Entrepreneurship Facilitator program, free of charge to you, our attendees. And LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram is where you'll find the current latest information of all of those events as well. But if there's one place to hang out, and that's to hang out with us, that would be on our email list or at an in-person coffee and connections networking event that we do have all around Southern Tasmania on a monthly basis. So we look forward to meeting you in person. And for those of you that we've already met, seeing you again very soon. Have a fantastic week, and I will talk to you all soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.